Hey, Steven. What's going on? What's up, safety man? Hey, J Money. What's going on? Sarah, what's up? Harry, what's up? Originally, I was going to have OKC Vet HPA on here, but something must have come up because he hasn't responded to me. So he's a busy guy, so it's hard to get time with him, anyways. Hey, Spitshine. I'm glad the title brought you here. I mean, it's a topic that's been bouncing around a lot lately, especially with all the arrests that have been going on, and people are having a hard time figuring out if they still want to be part of this or not. Of course, I know somebody else is live, so almost everybody's over in his channel. But I only get so much time I can go on. But yeah, I know how. Yeah, I know how I feel about it. I mean, I know everybody's got their own style, and nobody has a right to tell anybody else how to audit. I just want people to be careful, be sure of your decision and how you want to approach an audit or a Second Amendment audit, whatever you want to call it, activism, auditing, same thing. You know, it's getting harder and harder out there. There's videos now on the cop channels. Anna Euro posted a link or a video of cops putting up videos to teach cops how to handle us, how to handle looky-loos and people with cameras and whatnot. So it's getting more well known in what we do, but not always in a positive way. They're finding out ways to try to stop us, and one of those ways is arrests. I don't know if you guys were watching Furry earlier, but she is walking down the street, and there was a unmarked cop SUV. Hey, Batman. It was parked in a red zone. So, of course, Furry has every right to ask, why are you parked in a red zone? You don't have your lights on, facing the wrong direction, the whole bit. It's something that we would get a ticket for. So she has every right to ask about it. And the guy got out of the car and was like, he threatened to put her in handcuffs and all that when she didn't do anything wrong. That's what we're dealing with. I mean, he knew he had to walk on eggshells, so they got on either side of Furry and just stayed there until a supervisor came out. So the supervisors it was like, leave her alone. Don't mess with her. Don't try to put her in cuffs. None of that. But that could have ended badly. There was, 2,300 people in her channel watching that, and that could have ended really bad. I'm glad she's okay, and I'm glad she got her point across. The supervisor knew exactly what she was doing and that it was legal. But it's just the point. What if that had been, back road, middle of nowhere, Utah? What would have happened? That's what I mean about being careful and watching what you do and what you say. A big part of it is where you are. Sorry if I'm boring anyone. I just thought it was a pretty important topic. Yeah, exactly, Shy Town. That's the point. There's the fake auditors out there, the wannabe YouTubers. No, Trump said, nobody has gotten a hold of me about going out and auditing. I've asked every single person I saw that was from New York, any part of New York, but especially near me, and nobody wants to go out and do it. There's a guy out in Buffalo who wants to get started, but he's being very cautious, and that's an hour away from here. So my guess is he doesn't want to get arrested, risk getting arrested an hour from home. But either way, this is a very important subject because, like Chi-Town just said, the frauditors are out there. They're making us look bad, and they're hurting our chance at making a difference. You know, we are about spreading knowledge. We are about accountability. We are about making things better. So it's very important, especially for new activists. Yeah, I get it, Spitshine. But I mean, there's new auditors popping up like daily. So it's important for them to understand what they're getting into, and they need to decide if it's something they want to risk. So many of them think that they're going to be furry. They're going to go out there, say what they want, do what they want. When reality is, Furry's been doing this a long time. She's very good at what she does. She knows the laws, she knows what's involved, and she knows the risk. People think they can just go and do exactly what Furry does and everything's going to be okay. It took Furry a long time to learn what she knows, and she does it well. I don't always agree with everything she does, but you know what? She gets her point across, and she's making change. So it's just I don't want to keep seeing all these arrests. I mean, I know a lot of the arrests are the same people that are dealing with old warrants and whatnot. I get that, but arrests are the last thing we want. Some people think it's a badge of honor. Yeah, that's exactly right, Batman. Even after all she knows, she still ended up getting shot. She's been arrested, even with what she knows. But, it's just people have to be prepared. Have a game plan. Make sure you understand the difference between public property, traditional public forum, and publicly accessible. Yeah, I know, Aiden, but there's so many that think it's a badge of honor, a rite of passage. They think they go out there and they're going to get arrested and it's going to get them 100,000 subscribers right away. And no, they don't get it. I've seen people try to be News Now South Carolina. He knows what he's doing. Even before he started his channel, he was an activist. He knew what he was doing. You're right, Shy Tom. I agree. Wow, as I'm sitting there staring at the screen, this tiny little moth lands on the screen. Yeah, you're right, Spitshine, but people need to understand that risk. I don't know how it is over there, but here, everything you do with a cop goes on your record. Everything. Like literally, I got a flat tire years ago. It's got to be over a decade now. I got a flat tire on the side of the expressway, and I was pulled over, changing my tire. My daughter was in the back seat, and the cops, state troopers, pulled up behind me, and they're, "Are you okay?" Blah blah blah. And at the time, I wasn't well versed in the laws related to ID and all that, but I do know when you're driving, you have to show your ID. and they wanted my ID, and they ran my plates and all this stuff. But 10 years later, well, not quite 10 years later, but the last time I got arrested for something, whatever, but the last time I got arrested, they're like, what was this? What happened on I-490 back in, and they're like 2006 or 2007 or whatever it was. I'm like, man, I had a flat tire. That went on my record? Seriously? Every time you encounter the cops, if they ID you in any way, it's gonna go on your record. Even if they don't ID you, because a lot of times they'll ask around and figure out who you are. But every single encounter, everything goes on your record. So if you're an aspiring, lawyer or something, and you're out there risking arrest, just know that when you have a record, a lot of jobs will not take you. Now, Batman, that's a good question, but it just killed me. I mean, I'll never forget that. The look on my face must have been priceless because the cop just kind of stared at me, and that's when I was like, what the hell? I wish I could start a business. I wish I could do more with my knife making, but I don't have the money. It costs money to build up stock and all that. Hey, Kitty Blue. Well, Patrick, that's why I say there's those of us that have been around a long time, and then there's the revolving door. I have seen so many channels come and go, it's not even funny. I mean, there's been channels that we've helped get to 1,000 subscribers and all that, and then they just disappeared. Or they stop with that and they change their channel's focus. That's why it's iffy now. All these people are saying, I need 1,000, I need 1,000. I mean, it took me forever to hit 1,000. I had to bust my ass. Ignore Kitty Blue. I don't even know who it is, but he, she, whatever, follows me around everywhere and is always trying to mess with me. I don't even know if it's a real person for all I know. Yeah, Chaitan, I remember you were out auditing, you were very active, and you still took a while to hit 1,000. Now everybody wants 1,000 just because they say they're part of the movement. No, Trump said YouTube started cracking down on that, adding to the software to block that. You don't even need Streamlabs. All you need is just to open up your browser in desktop mode. As long as it thinks you're on a laptop, it'll let you stream. Yeah, Chi-Town, I know. I've subbed to you a long time ago, and I believe in you and what you do. Yeah, when you hit 100 subs, YouTube considers you a real channel. Child of diversity, wow, I almost said destiny. Yeah, anything that can trick it into thinking you're on a laptop. As long as you're in a desktop mode, you can do it. You don't even have to have an OBS. No, I get that, Patrick. I understand that, and that's one of my big issues. Is I'm alone here. I have no money. I have no one to help get me out if I get hemmed up. Nothing. So I just have to play it by ear, really. Like the other night when I went out there to try to cop watch, I stayed across the street just to, well, A, I had to stay near the Wi-Fi anyways, but B, I didn't want to push my luck right there. Just kind of kills me that they like saw me and left. Kitty Blue, would you just stop? I don't, man, you're an oddball. A big issue is understanding public property, publicly accessible, traditional public forum. One of the biggest mistakes people make, she's not getting bullied, Trump. Kitty Blue is just a psycho that follows me around everywhere. But one of the biggest misunderstandings a lot of people make is a sidewalk is not considered public property. It's considered a traditional public forum. Now, a traditional public forum, based on the Constitution, it dictates that you are free to exercise your rights on a traditional public forum. Public property is police stations, town halls, etc., places that you can be trespassed from. And then publicly accessible is just like, Walmart or whatever. You got to go by their policy. You go in, you got to go by their policy. They kick you out, you got to go. They say no cameras, you can't bring it in. People have to make sure they understand those three types, and wherever they are, they know which category it fits in. So just remember that, sidewalk is not public property. It is traditional public forum. Let's see who went live now. Never fails. Oh, figures. Well, Southside Slacker just went live, and he's doing a Second Amendment walk. So I moderate for him, so I'm gonna go over there and watch his stream or whatever. I'm sorry this was so short, but anybody that wants to donate, just look at the description. There's my GoFundMe, my Patreon is there, or you could super chat. So I'm gonna go watch Slacker, and I might come back up again later. I don't know, but thanks for stopping in, guys. Sorry for it being so short.